Feels good to be back here on Breakfast Central. Thanks for staying with us. Straight to the front pages of the newspapers. That's where we're going to. We do have our public affairs analyst in-house who joins us this morning on a Wednesday. Mr. Sesan Okunade joins us here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning,
welcome. I was trying to look at your hat again.
There's no Infinity logo, don't worry.
Let me check. No, you know, there's only a way you can. His angles are covered. It doesn't have a 360 view. Okay. So let me check on this side for you. Okay. It's fine.
And compliment of the season to
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Let's go straight into it without wasting so much time, because we do have some of our correspondents who will be joining us in between the conversations. First off is the Guardian newspaper. I want us to go to the Guardian first for very good reasons. Let's start off with the Guardian newspapers. Calls for suspension of tax reform laws intensify. I'm going to go straight to you because, I mean, you are
as a money man. Finance,
you're a money man, so you understand what's really going on. Let's go there so we can take all the stories as soon as we can. What's your take on that?
Yeah, well, my position on this is it's worrisome that the day minute that we want to initiate the new tax act is when we are calling there are several issues warranting it. I said on a sister station that this act was actually signed into law June 25th, 2025. We have like 6 months. A lot of organizations have actually, worked with the gazetted copy to implement a lot of things in readiness for next year. And here we are. People are saying that will not happen.
Was the gazetted copy being shared?
It's been shared. And that's why the question I first raised is that this thing that we are trying for discourse in the public, what suddenly happened between the legislative arm and the executive, that you can't call yourself to order? Are we working on cross purposes, not working towards the same aim of seeing how to strengthen and make things work the way it should be? If there are obvious errors as claimed, or things that are different from what there are, I believe there are better forums at which they can both discuss, meet with one another, and straighten things out, knowing fully well that whether you want to attack the executive or you are actually after the legislative, both of you are working towards one aim of improving and developing our economy. But here we are at this point in time seeing confusion. If we don't start at that point in time, January 1st, well, I just looked at several organizations that have invested so much. Don't forget that part of what this gave back to was e-invoicing for some certain set of people. A lot of massive investment have gone into it. A lot of people have started deploying that to see how they can make things work. But I feel whatever the issue is, both the executive and the legislative can come to a round table, check both parties, because I heard that the chairman of the presidential task force on fiscal policy coming to say the gazetted copy that they are actually working on is fake, and the other people are coming out. So can we rather discussing this thing on media, come to a room dialogue and see what the problem is and find the last things.
We cannot hide it about people's money.
Talking about people's lives. So
that's what I'm saying. But the whole thing started with them, not even with the people. It started with them. The tax reform actually brought those things up, took it to the legislative house, they vetted it, sent it back to the executive. If there are discrepancies, there is nothing you and I are going to do. No. There will still be the same set of people that will work on this to fine-tune how the final result will be.
No, because I beg to differ. I beg to differ in the sense that, one, I mean, this is tax. These are new, these are reforms.
I had money.
And somebody says, oh, wait, what we all both agreed
is not what we're getting. What I see is what I got.
So therefore, and under the Nigerian law, is it section 43 or 430? We know that is gross misconduct.
It's forgery.
It's forgery. And somebody, and we Nigerians are applauding such action.
Nobody is discrediting that.
Yes, what I'm saying is, I mean, if you are saying they should handle it back door, we don't agree. We
are not saying, see, they have a way of communicating between one another without coming to us in the public. If indeed this has happened, you have raised the allegation. We want those areas where you have those differential in the agreement to say this and this and this and this. Call for explanation. This that they are bringing to the media for media trial and discussion, as far as I'm concerned, by the time they will settle it, and both parties agree to it, is the document that they give to us that we're still going to work with. It's not that you and I are going to have it. So I expect that both of them,
The House of Representatives, as we speak, has gone into investigation. They set up a committee to look to extract.
And I don't think those people, they are still working on it.
They're still working on it.
Yeah, so I feel until we have, because those investigations will now come out with a result. What I'm saying is that rather than coming on media trial to now make people look apprehensive, a lot of people are already looking at, if this thing does not work, that is the normal thing average government will do in Nigeria, come up with policy, withdraw, which we've known this administration, they will come up with something and overnight they will withdraw it. As if there is not, we don't have that thought through before we come out with some of these things. I feel both arms need to look for a common ground. Let the investigation come out. If they have actually done what is wrong, it's part of what we keep saying. Let there be punishment for some of the things that have actually, who are the people who alter those things? What are we going to do to them? Because the long discussion is that if it's established there are discrepancies, will there be consequences for those that are actually carrying out some of those things? Benga, I'm sure you know what the answer looks like.
Okay, still on the front page of The Guardian. Quick one here. Federal government orders road contractors to remain on site during Yuletide. I like this. If journalists are walking, everybody must walk.
Even Mr. Sesan should walk.
Mr. Sesan should walk.
Mr. Sesan is walking now.
Yes.
We are together now. Are we not together?
Tomorrow, are you going to work?
If there is need.
Okay.
If the duty calls, I'll definitely.
What do you make of this? We see a lot of construction going on, especially this period. Is it that the government lost their calendar and they didn't know what time of the month it was to award contracts or to have active construction sites when they know that there will be a high volume of traffic, people plying certain roads, and it's led to a lot of discomfort for Nigerians?
Sincerely speaking, this action on the part of the government seems insensitive to me. If you feel you want to impress the people, you can't create hardship. We all understand the fact that just look at this Lagos-Ibadan Expressway when they were actually constructing it. I'm sure you may not have business on that road. It was chaotic. Even now that just small section of the road, they are working, I think, on the thing they're using, joining the bridges together. You can see the impact of traffic on what people are actually facing. I feel asking them to come work during is insensitive of the people that actually will be traveling.
They think we should be impressed.
Who are they impressing? Knowing fully well that some of this work will still be carried out and nobody will vet. What is the longevity? What is the span that we are going to enjoy this work?
Plan accordingly.
So you can just do what is expected. This is just a practical way to say that they failed to plan and now they are planning towards failure. Because the same set of people you feel you want to impress, from what my brother said, will be the one to come after you when people are already spending hours. I saw a video that went viral, Lokoja, Abuja Road, where people are spending 7-8 hours. Same thing, I think, at
Lagos, yes.
Lagos, Ondo, or Benin. There are viral videos stating that people are spending hours. And we are speaking of insecurity. So you are on a standstill for hours. I can imagine the fear that will be beaten in your chest to I hope somebody will not just attack us.
Insecurity,
Talking about, doing the right thing, let's look at the Super Eagles yesterday. They did the right thing yesterday. Our man, Udoka Njoku, who is live
in the spiritual and cultural capital of Morocco.
Absolutely.
The city of Fez.
Udoka,
what's going on? What's happening, bro?
Is this Morocco or America? Did they move AFCON to World Cup? Because I'm not really understanding what's going on here.
The winter is wintering.
I just can't wait to hear your accent.
Oh,
I'm saying.
God. These are the kind of people I work with, Udoka. Please manage them. Udoka, let's be professionals. Let's leave Oliver and Benga. Thank you so much for joining us, Udoka. Please tell us what yesterday's game was like, what it looked like, and the victory eventually.
Thank you very much, guys, for having me. It's very, very cold here in Morocco. The weather today is about 7 degrees, and it is raining now. It is raining, not so serious, but it's really, really cold here in Morocco. But yesterday's game for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, good victory for them, but not a convincing one. Even the players could feel it, but it wasn't convincing enough for them and the fans as well to express a bit of disappointment with how they performed against Tanzania. In all honesty, Tanzania played better football, especially in the second half of that game. And for the coach, Eric Schell, he keeps on saying that they have to take the game one step at a time for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Next game is against Tunisia. That will be on Saturday. So the team, they have about 3 days to prepare their minds, body, and soul ahead of that game. But of course, for Victor Osimhen, he also did score a goal, but it was ruled out for offside, courtesy of the video assistant referee. But all in all, it was 3 points necessary, 3 points to the bag for Nigeria. But again, our next opponent, Tunisia, they tore apart the
Ugandans, the Cranes of Uganda.
Uganda, 3-0. Cranes of Uganda, they broke their cranes yesterday, 3-0. So how would that suffice for Nigeria on Saturday? To be a tough one. And even the fans are not so confident because some of the fans are saying that, look, a draw would be better against Tunisia, not to lose against Tunisia. So it means that the Super Eagles have still not instilled a bit of confidence or belief in the fans to trust them to go all the way. But yes, 3 points in the bag, we move forward.
What did the coach, Eric Schell, say at the post-match conference about the results? And what's the team spirit like in general? And I'm sure you've spoken to a few of the players.
Yeah, well, they said they take one step at a time. And for Eric Schell, he also said he will go back to the drawing board and see the things that he did wrong to correct those wrongs in the next game. We just might be seeing a change in formation and starting lineup against Tunisia. But you never can tell. Eric Schell doesn't like to tell us what kind of tactics he will bring out for his next game. And for the players as well, they promise to do better in the next game. And a lot of people are saying that the Super Eagles don't ever start a competition well. The last time they played out in the Nations Cup, when they made it to the final, they played as 1-1 draw in their first game. So let's see how things turn out for the Super Eagles of Nigeria against Tunisia, because this tournament, it's the fans are looking forward to them, hoping that they can win this one, because they have to appease or make it more like an apology to the fans for not qualifying for the FIFA 26 World Cup.
Right.
But the coach is optimistic. He's looking forward to the next game.
All right, we're looking forward to the next game. Just to clarify, I know you said that Tanzania played a very good game. Thankfully, we still won. Does that mean that Nigeria did not play a good game?
Yeah. To be honest, going by the standards of the players that we have in the Super Eagles, a couple of the players were still lackadaisical in their approach to the game. You would point out a few players, the likes of Ademola Lookman, who scored the second goal about 5 minutes after Tanzania equalized. Right. Victor Osimhen also gave a good account of himself. His goal was ruled out for offside. We also saw Wilfred in the middle of the pack, who was commanding because he is now the new Super Eagles captain. But of course, we could tell a bit of the culprits that we have in the Super Eagles team, the likes of Sesan Okunade, whose performance yesterday was below par. A couple of other players were below par. So Akko Adams came in, and rather he started the game, but it wasn't so great. His pairing with Victor Osimhen wasn't so great up front until Moses Simon came in the second half. We could see a bit of life from Nigeria. Then our defensive lineup as well, concentration, more than 100% concentration needs to be given in a game, because they lost concentration, and that was why Tanzania could take him through the back and get that goal past Stanley Nwabali into the net. So a lot of things need to change going forward.
Thank you very much, Udoka Njoku in the City of Fairs. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. And on the positive note too, I can add that it was good that our players were measured in their celebration, unlike Zambian Patson Daka, who attempted to do a backflip and almost killing himself in the act, trying to break his neck. So let's be cautious, especially this Yuletide season, and celebrate with caution. All the best, Udoka.
All the best. As you leave, I just wanted to confirm. I've seen a number of celebrities. I've seen a number of celebrities in Morocco for to witness AFCON. Have you by any chance seen anyone? Is Timaya there?
I've not seen any one of them. Who've been stuck up in the media zone, but I'm sure if I catch up with any one of them, I would definitely.
For now, you're the only celebrity.
Just to clarify, the reason I asked if Timaya, the reason I asked if Timaya is there is because the reason I asked if Timaya is there is because he sang "It's so cold outside" and it's really very cold.
Oh my, Olive, go home. I grant you Christmas leave.
Take care of yourself, Udoka.
Oh,
You need to go home.
Take care, Udoka. Bye-bye.
Let's get back to the show. We'll see you.
We miss you.
Mr. Okunade, please, back to the Guardian. Why I cope with these two, I don't know how I do it.
Mr. Okunade is an avid golfer, by the way, and he's also interested in footballing matters.
Okay.
But he's very emotionally connected to the Super Eagles, so he doesn't watch their games
do you
because
have any
of
feedback?
high blood pressure issues.
We're one family. I mean, we have the like of Priscilla Ojo Mbakala, I hope I pronounced that correctly, and Juma Jukes. You know, that have united both
Tanzania,
countries.
Nigeria.
Tanzania, Nigeria. We are one family. You know, I wanted to sing one of Juma Jukes' songs.
Are you hopeful that we'll win the Nations Cup as a compensation to not qualify for the World Cup?
Yeah, maybe if I consolidate the two together, I'm very hopeful of the Super Eagles putting in their best. We always, start the game in a very interesting manner. So we expect that they will put themselves together and build, those stuff. People like us hardly want to watch their game because you need to manage yourself. You won't go and fall off the chair, off the seats when they start playing the game. But I wish them the very best. We are very hopeful. I think they can make this to be a compensation for them losing out of the World Cup by coming back with the Nations Cup. In fact, it's more important than World Cup to me.
Yeah, I think we'll win it. Yeah, mark my words, Olive and Joe, we'll win it. Now, back to
the Guardian, please. The front page of the Guardian. Makinde opposition cites weak factors, say authoritarian drift threatens 2027 polls. I'm sure you saw Makinde's press media party yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the big organs. Those things I said are for the big boys to actually have engagement with the governor of Oyo State. Well, you see, it's the time of politics, and we'll see more of this kind of discussion in the public space. I saw when the governor was actually saying when he made his first $1 million, the other party was still
a local government, just freshly out of law school
and looking out to be a local government chairman. So you will see, be rest assured that be rest assured that the other party will not just take it lightly. He must definitely eat back. And
typical.
We are ready for that in 2026. It's part of the things we'll be saying. A lot of them will engage journalists to come and put their position open to consolidate themselves for 2027. So, but we see how it plays out. I think it's a season thing for we the citizen to see how those things play out. But what we keep asking for is that as you unravel, as you lick each other's whatever out, give us good governance. We don't want that year to be a period where it will be ill fighting and there will be lack of governance among the people.
It shouldn't just be content for blogs and discussions.
No, there should be certain impact on the part of the citizen.
Of governance.
So, but we expect such to happen. It's the major thing that we'll see in 2026, where different space will come out to put their position down. More so, looking at the part at which they can support the center, possibly for re-election.
Aisha warns Tinubu against Buhari's mistake of retaining underperformers. I mean, if you served under the Buhari administration, he has a laissez-faire approach to management. He appoints you, then it goes to sleep, and believes you will do the best. You had ministers that were in his cabinet for 6-7 years, and there were hardly any cabinet reshuffles. And the former First Lady is warning President Tinubu to not make that mistake. But looking at the president's antecedents from his administration of Lagos State and to the minor cabinet shuffle we've seen with the defense ministry, do you think he will toe this line? Are we expecting a cabinet reshuffle now that we've gone halfway through this first term of his administration?
I don't see.
Or what kind of style of leadership?
I don't see any cabinet reshufflement. The one you are referring to for Ministry of Defense is not.
It was American induced.
Yeah, it was not even. The man voluntarily resigned based on the
health grounds.
And that created the room. So it's not that. This is where I will call out there's a particular arm set up by Mr. President under the leadership of Adiza, the former MPA, this thing coordinating the performance of all the ministers and those head of parastatals. I stand to be correct.
So they have KPIs, yeah.
They have KPIs, but up till now, I don't think I've seen any to justify what individuals are actually doing. And when you don't see the KPI, on what premise are you going to have reshufflement or to have understanding of what is going on? So for me, I don't see.
And it's not by media palette.
No, it's not by media, but that must actually be justified by facts that you have on the table of why some want to. A lot of people are yearning for several ministers to actually be replaced, and it's in the public domain. A lot of people are asking. The current Minister of Power seems to be concentrating more on his ambition, becoming governor.
And the power is suffering now.
And the power sector is really not getting what it is. That is enough
opposed to about the number of trumpets that one wants to buy.
And
you even think it's rapture. What are you doing with 1,000 trumpets? Are you a rapturist?
I don't even understand.
No, we need to sound the bell as they blow the trumpet. The noise of the name will definitely echo in Oyo State. That's the way a lot of us have asked the question, if somebody is having such political ambition, what we normally see is that voluntarily you
what about
ease yourself out of the appointment.
So many issues.
So we have a lot of that even people are saying, but we ask ourselves, the people that are saddled with the responsibility, who coordinates the KPI and advise Mr. President, what are they submitting? So if they are saying that they are performing, you can have your own KPI and as citizen, and those that have given them the commitment have their own KPI. So they might be working and playing to gallery of what they expected, what is expected of any one of them. So I don't see anything called cabinet reshufflement anytime soon, because we expect that maybe after the second, we've seen the end of second year, we should have the performance appraisal of some of these ministers and let people appreciate. I think the only person that people are talking about is the Minister of Interior, who they feel is performing, Tuju, and maybe our own friend Wike in FCT,
and also
the Minister of Works,
Mr. Dave Umahi. But some have termed him Minister of Superhighway of Coastal Roads, that he has abandoned other roads.
Well, for me, I don't have his rating except for Coastal Road that he has done. Look at every other road.
47 kilometers.
So look at even Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. I found that road as much as I can. There is no lightning. The last time I said it on air, that I left Ibadan 7 p.m. and it was like a suicide mission. Everywhere was dark. The only thing you could, how can you have a major highway like that without illuminating the area with street light? And you awarded the contract to the vendor, and street light was not part of it. How on earth do we do that? In 2025, how else do we do that? As far as I'm concerned, I'm not rating him as a performer until when we have some of those. When you do some of those things, you must have it incomplete.
There's somebody on the front page. You might want to check if he's a performer too. On the front page of the Guardian. He's the I know he's
blue economy.
Minister of Blue Economy.
Are you sure it's blue or red economy?
Blue. I don't know.
He's talking about blue representing the colors of the marine kingdom,
but there's a header there. Investor fatigue, $14 billion infrastructure gap, still stall deep sea ports renewal plan. Since the blue economy was carved out as a ministry, Nigerians, I did see this article on, is it Nairametrics or so, or Business Day? Nigerians are saying there's nothing there.
And there's so much to
it seems more of a compensation.
The entire southern coast of Nigeria is the Atlantic Ocean.
You know, when this ministry was actually carved out, a lot of expectation. I think rather than coming with this headline, the minister, who happens to be a former governor of Osun State, should roll out some of the achievements since this ministry have actually been carved out, and not to come out with the small. Maybe we are talking about some ministries now that we can see few things that they are doing. We need the scorecard to say the last 2 years, even though we have, because even the ministries that are performing will still tell you that they have 1 or 2 challenges. They would have performed much more than what we're saying. Let them roll out some of the achievements that they've had. We don't want to hear about fatigue, about infrastructure. Who are going to close the infrastructure gap If you create the enabling environment, it's a blue economy, maritime, where a lot of investment are actually going in through with the seas that we have. So I'm sure there is a disconnect. We don't want to hear about the failure after 2 years. We want to see some of the scorecard with some of the allocations being given to that ministry in the last 2 years. Then we can take it up from there to say, okay, the infrastructure gap is actually, how much of the gap, what was the gap as at the time when you started the ministry? Where are we? What have actually been closed? Then we can be, those are the performance indices that you use in measuring things. We must know where we are starting from, where we are, what we've been able to close. Then we can applaud that things are actually moving on, not coming with rhetorics of excuses that the people won't want to hear.
Deep. This Nigeria is next. Let's go to this Nigeria. Front page of this Nigeria. Very interesting stories, but the one that would also interest you is NIN CAC numbers to become tax IDs from 2026, says FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service.
And then there's the PDP crisis. INEC rejects Turaki-led ESCO over pending court matters. Secretary Oriaria Anthony says agency won't act on demands to upload on website list of officers purportedly elected at Ibadan Convention.
Since when did INEC, since when did the courts have a say on political matters?
But you know, we discussed this thing that I think a few weeks or a few months back,
yes, I remember.
The Abuja crisis, everybody going to court to have it. It's the beginning of things, and that we'll see towards 2027. But I feel they should come together. It's just pretty difficult for politicians to come on a common ground on issues like this, because it's just a win for the ruling party when the opposition are not getting themselves together. So if they can look for a common ground amidst themselves to see how to strengthen things, I think they can come out, more formidable. I remembered a few weeks when we discussed that issue of the litigation from Ibadan to Abuja.
Yes.
One of the elders of PDP, Chief Bode John, came out to say they are coming stronger. My question now is that with this that we are reading again, is it part of the formidable team that we are putting together to challenge the party at the center? I think we can do much more better as opposition by looking how we can strengthen things and make things happen.
Yeah.
All right. Let's now still look on the front page of this Nigeria. Senate passes 58.47 trillion 2026 budget for second reading, adjourned till January 2027.
Chop,
now,
anyways, moving.
What?
If you compare that to the big story
27.
on the Punch, Punch big story, please, let's quickly connect to the Punch. It says, budget crisis, National Assembly extends 2025 fiscal year to March. So from January of 2024 to March of 2020, January of 2025 to March of 2026.
Yeah.
Senate reps passed revised 91.8 trillion 2024-2025 budget, 2026 appropriation bill passes second reading. So this carryover, I think that parents should be kinder to their children when they have carryover. If a whole government can be having carryover year in, year out, with the budget.
You see, Olive, I think, seriously speaking, our government needs to take this with all seriousness. For those in the financial arms, I'm sure everybody knows that budget is actually for a year. And when you start hearing about 2024 operating in 2025 to be taken to 2026, you ask which budget are we actually working on? What is the comparison? Because what you do year in, year out is that as at the end of 2024, you are supposed to have your actual compared to say, okay, this is the performance in preparation for 2025. As at the end of 2025, you should be able to draw your performance, draw it and say, okay, these are areas of gap, these are where we need to improve on. But when you are carrying 2024 to 2025 to 2026, so which are you going to justify your performance? Where are you going to put your actual? Is it is going to be against 2024 or 2025 or the 2026 that you're actually extending to? So it's quite chaotic. And a lot of financial analysts have asked the question, how are we managing it? But it has passed the second reading. With the way it's going, I'm sure we won't have any challenge. The 58.74 stuff might be what will be finally, approved and sent to President for assent. But we may not be having the budget being read January 1st as we used to have it. Maybe we'll be having that April 1st, since we now have an extension of the fiscal past year till March 2026. But I think I will give kudos to the late Muhammadu Buhari. He was able to adjust that, because before he came in, it was a bottleneck where we hardly have budget at the beginning of the year. He streamlined it, and during his administration, come first of every year, you always have the budget. Whether the budget is actually performing to expectation, at least we know that we are following the fiscal responsibility act that stipulate that should actually be done. I feel the administration can do better, knowing fully well that those are the aim of affairs, are people that plays with figure. And we should not start rewriting the story for the younger generation, thinking that budget can be extended for 2-3 years, as against what we all learned while we are actually having our lectures on budgeting.
Okay, unfortunately, I think we've come to the end of today's show. Let me see if I can quickly squeeze in another front page. Okay, front page of the Punch still. Federal government orders take down of terrorist social media accounts. Very sad one here. National Open University student collapses and dies during tests. Let's quickly head to YouTube. Annie Chinedu Brown, I saw your earlier comment. Thank you so much. Very, very insightful. Thank you. And then we also have, he says, when I saw Imo State. Okay,
That's
thank you.
Imo State.
So this is feedback for us. Thank you very much, Annie Chinedu Brown. And thank you, Chuku Ochiama, for your contribution, as well as Marvelous Sonny. Marvelous Sonny says, Merry Christmas to us all. Thank you so much. We will not be able to take any more ones because we've come to the end of the show. It's our last show before Christmas of 2025. And we hope that you're, crossing the T's, dotting your I's, gathering your friends and your family. And I know it's not the most Christmassy Christmas we've had, but that you can make the best of the season. And for those who are celebrating, for us who are celebrating, Jesus will always remain the reason for the season. So Merry Christmas, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Breakfast Central. Thank you, Mr. Okunade, for joining us.
Thank you for having me at least a day to the Christmas. I'm still with you.
Merry Christmas. Benga will give you your Christmas gift right after the show.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah.
See you guys tomorrow.
And Merry Christmas in particular to Benga Borowa.
That's so kind of you. Thank you.
So much.